Today we're going to talk about tracking Calendly events so that we can send our conversions data back to Google Ads. First of all, the prerequisites. This video assumes you have a basic knowledge of Google Tag Manager. You have already implemented Google Tag Manager on your site. If you have not done this too, then please go ahead and watch some of these videos on YouTube because you need to have this too. And I'm not going to go ahead and explain each and every step in Tag Manager. The third thing is optional, of course, but I would prefer that you know a little bit of knowledge on HTML so that you can embed the Calendly page on your website or on your web page. But if not, still not the end of the world. But I'm not going to cover how to do that. Okay, let's jump in. So why are we doing this? Number one is I have a lead page, okay, and I'm running ads so people come to that lead page from the ads, and then of course they're invited to make a appointment to book a call for a discovery call. Now there are two choices at this point. Number one is I could actually take them to the landing page. They can read everything they want to read, and then if they're interested, they would click on the book a discovery call, and off they go into what would I say, a Calendly page, okay? Calendly page where they can complete everything. I need them to probably their name and email address, and then they schedule a booking. Now, the challenge with that is that once they leave my site, I have no control. I don't have any data. Yes, you can integrate Google Analytics with Calendly, and that's about $10 a month. I don't think I really want to pay for it. And number two is that even if I were to integrate, what happens is Calendly basically does not integrate well with Google Tag Manager. They do it with Google Analytics, and then the events get passed onto Google Analytics. Then I have to go into Google Ads and import the data from Google Analytics. It's just a long way around it, and I feel like I don't have any control. The second option, of course, which is option 4B here, is that Calendly is embedded into my site using an iframe. The challenge with iframe is that once it's an iframe, you really do not have any control of anything that happens in terms of clicks. There are no event data, except for in this case, Calendly does provide a way to trap those Calendly events, and you're going to see that is exactly what we are going to use to trap that event and bring it back into our Google Tag Manager. Now, the other thing I want you to know is that with this, I can stay on free plan. I don't have to pay for $10 a month. So if you want to save $10 a month, just because you felt like you have to pay $10 a month to get that analytics data back into your ads, this is a way to save the $10, okay? And you can send me probably $10 once for a cup of coffee and we'll be fine. Anyway, just kidding. Okay, so what we are going to do today, embed Calendly to your booking page and make sure Google Tag Manager is working well. Step 2, we're going to add the tracking code into the bookings. That happens using Calendly widget, and then we're going to do a redirect to the Tag Manager code. And this is very, very important. You need to see this. Number one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a demo, the site with Calendly page and as is before I start doing anything else. So I'm going to work on this end because that's where my screen is, and we are going to go. So here's my test site, which is Market and Online and Grow. Let's fire off my Tag Manager into preview mode. And we say, first of all, that's the demo URL, but first we're gonna do like this way. Let's do this. It opens up a window. It's connecting. Bear with me. This is live. So click on continue. So it fired the GA4 tag, which obviously by at this point. Now the URL I said, where there is Calendly is here. And this is a test page that has already been created because I expect you to know this. You do it on your website. By the way, my site is running on WordPress. So here it is. And then, when I go here, it doesn't, I can basically take a date here. Next, let's put my name and email address wise. Let's do temporary email address and schedule event. Okay, so here's what I mean. I mean, for redirect, see, if even if you're on my site, what happens is you are on this page and it doesn't look really nice. So with the redirect option that I'm going to show you, you'd be able to change this page. Voila, isn't that amazing? So let's get to work. First thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and close these. I don't need to keep it open. I want to create a tag that will trap all the Calendly events. So we do click on new. Let's call it tags custom HTML, and then call it Calendly listener. Tag configuration custom HTML, and now the HTML code is, give me 1 second to grab it, is actually, it's here. Let me see, is it? Here we go. This is the HTML code. You know what? I need to, let me grab that. Give me 1 second. That code, and we put it here. And now I'm going to say trigger. I could actually do all pages and it will fire on all pages. However, I don't want to trigger it all pages. I would just say new condition where trigger TRG only if on booking page. And then I would just say page view, some page view. I know our page URL contains Calendly. Now, in your case, you can just do all page view and it would just fire. For me, I just like to be very, very narrow when it comes to things like this, where my code will only fire if I'm on a page that starts with Calendly. Now, if your page is going to be, say, booking page, then you would probably call it booking. If not, just leave it all page view and you still should work. Okay, we have that. Let's click on save. And then let's do preview. So let's do market and grow online. It's connecting. So here it is Calendly listener. It hasn't fired. There you go. The Calendly listener has fired. Okay. So we now know that's working. So let's close this and let's add a couple of more things. Now, I should have showed you. Actually, I need to show you again because you need to see this for your own benefit. So when we see these tags firing, you see this Calendly, and here it is, the data layer variable. You see Calendly, it's actually pushing up an event called Calendly, and it's called Calendly event. So we want to capture that through our data layer. So let's go back into our variable. First, we're going to create a variable called data layer variable. Let's call it Calendly, and then we're gonna call it, where is it, data layer variable, and the variable name in this case is going to be Calendly event. There you go. Save. And then let's go to trigger. we are going to add a new trigger, call it trigger capture Calendly events, trigger combination. It's going to be a custom event type. Event name is going to be Calendly, because again, if we come here, we see the event is Calendly, and it's going to fire on all events. That's it. Now we have done that. Now we need to create one more tag. Give me one sec. And the tag here is going to be tag send Calendly events to GA4. The tag type is going to be Google Analytics GA4 event. Measurement ID is going to be our this, and then I can say something like Calendly so that I can identify them nicely, and then the name of the variable. Triggering is going to be capture Calendly events, and off we go. Now let's preview Calendly page. There we go, 16th, 2:30 p.m. Next. Email address. Schedule event. Okay. Calendly has a captcha form. I guess I've tried way too many times for. Oops. Let's see. Bicycles. This. Bear with me, folks. I wish Calendly would have a debug mode that would allow me to test all this and not get this thing fired away. But there we go. Here we go. This is where we are. It's working. So let's go here. We see this event fired. Let's look at Google Analytics. And here we go. We got all the Calendly events. So that's fantastic. Now, like I said, I don't like the fact that, after I schedule the event, I'm here. It just doesn't look nice. So what can we do about it? So here's what we can do. I could use the same concept, which is triggering. Let's create a new trigger called trigger redirect if scheduled. Okay, and you name it whatever it is. We are going to still go back into the same custom event, and this time we're going to name the name of the event was back time. Where is it? Its event is Calendly. Okay, so it's event, and we're going to fire on some events, and where we know this is our data layer variable that contains, and then that holds that event name, which is here. And then we know this is the Calendly event, this it holds, and we're going to look for that. So we're going to say if we see this event, only then fire the trigger. And then we go tags, create a new tag, redirect after booking, and then we're going to say custom HTML. Okay, and here is you're going to need a small JavaScript, which is script, and then you're going to write window.location.reference equals to what's the URL? Let me grab that. Oopsie, that's it. And then we are gonna say redirect if scheduled. Click on save. And let's close this. Let's click on preview. Go to Calendly page. (18th) 10:30 a.m. Next. Let's put my dummy email address, and it would probably turn on my bus. There you go, bus. Oopsie, I made a mistake. Let's do one more time. Bus. Here we go, school bus. Okay, there you go. Voila. So you see, folks, that's easy. Now, the one thing I want you to know, and now this is not the end, okay? I've done all this. Let's do one thing for future. I want to do it in such a way so that in the future, obviously, I can play around with it where it's a booking call. Now we need to send data back into Google for offline conversions, right? That's one thing we need to talk about. I could actually, in this example, I basically took them to the home page. What if I wanted them to a custom thank you page where I want to show them their name and their date of time of the booking, as well as, finding the Google Click ID. If you're familiar, if you're going to do offline conversions. So those are going to be another video. So if you want to know and see how that is done or how I'm doing it for our clients, you need to basically, I guess, follow the channel and just stay tuned. Until then, take care. Hope this was helpful. Bye-bye.